Hello everyone, welcome back to my RP-2000 career in Kerbal Space Program 1.12. I am once again doing this during a live stream, and we are going to have the arrival of Jupiter Orbiter 3, and I'm going to try to get that around some moons to get some science. We are going to launch something to Mars, I'm not entirely sure what, and then there's a maneuver for Jupiter Orbiter 4, so mainly probes this time. And that's because of the contracts we have. But let's take a look at what I can do with Mars. I only have 3 active contracts here. Those are Jupiter orbit, Saturn orbit, and position a satellite in specific orbit of Europa. So we have some room. We're still probably not at crewed Mars flyby yet, as much as I would like to do it. We could probably do an uncrewed Mars orbit, and that will be part of what we're doing. We should be close to unlocking the ISRU unit and the ore drill 22 days. So maybe we'll be doing that first. Let's just time warp till that's complete. And I want to send something over to Mars, not Mars, to the moon to see if we can drill for ore. So we'll be picking up that contract, the ore contract, 10 ore from the moon. Assuming we can do it. But yeah, we'll have to see. We have to get ore from the moon and bring it back. But yeah, let's try and do that. I'm nervous. I'm not too sure about it. But anyway, so we've got that. I'll try and pick this up. Let's just go for it. No lunar. Moon sample return? Moon sample return. Well, we'll build on it, but obviously it's gotta be bigger. Need an ore container instead of the Science Junior. Though we could have the Science Junior as well, I suppose. I took off one goo. How heavy is the ore container? Okay, ore holding tank. That's for 170 ore, but we can scale it down. Well, we'll need to hopefully it tweaks scales. It does. Fine. We'll have 11.8 and have some buffer. So is that about the... The thing is, when it's filled, how heavy is it gonna be? It says wet mass is 118 kilograms. That's probably too much to put on the side here. Still very subtle. But we can't take any chances. I'm gonna put it right at the top. It's the most important bit after all. Don't ask me how the ore gets in there. We'll have an arm in theory, but not in practice. So then this bit needs drills. I can probably reduce the amount of fuel this had. Don't really want to have the center of mass go up. That's a problem. The ore tank being at the top means the center of mass is very far up here, which is not what we want. Is there just a fuel tank that's ore? Here, this one. Well, I'll unlock that. Maybe instead of having the radial tank at the top, we'll have an ore tank at the bottom. I better just lock that. I'll put 2 of these again, because that was for balance. In theory, I don't know if it was very well balanced, but that's the idea. But maybe I should put the ore on the opposite side of this tank. This is a procedural shielded tank, so it's better protected. So how heavy is this? 1.2, and then it'll be 1.4 by the time we get the ore. Okay, then drill. We don't care about converter. We just want the full one. 0.1 tons. We could get the small one. I suppose it doesn't matter. I mean, it'll be less efficient, of course. It'd be lighter. This takes a lot more power, 7.5 per second. This is only 0.3, so we'll go with that. Last time we had plenty of delta V, and that was mainly because I was thinking about this situation where we were going to add a lot of mass to it. So now we will have less spare delta V, but hopefully still enough. So I'll give it a little bit more power to compensate for the drills. Moon ore sample. Sampler. Let me compare the delta V that we have here. 18,451. But it's gotta be a little bit different when we are carrying the ore, so that's important. Here we add 400 more. Alright, well, let's build this. Okay, we are approaching Jupiter with Jupiter Orbiter 3. We have 542 to capture here, and then nearly 5,000 to go wherever we want with. Let's check on the science. Still nothing new, amazingly. We really have to get to those moons. Jupiter's looking less colorful than usual. Oh, let's get rid of the alarm. Isn't it a bit dull? It's definitely a bit dull. I'll do this a little bit early because of how the comm line is. So, ignition. Okay, a 44-day orbit's a bit long. Maybe we can retro a little bit more. Because we don't have that much inclination difference to stuff. I, in particular, want to get this somewhere before we deal with the moon ore sample. Well, that's interesting. Can we just do IO? If we don't do IO now, we're probably not doing IO at all. So that's not looking bad. Well, okay, it's looking bad because we're crashing into it. It's just about what we have left in this stage, so that's also aesthetically pleasing. Alright, we'll pass by IO. Hopefully we'll get some new data. It's been lackluster here close to Jupiter. When is that encounter? 19 days, 20 hours. Just about when the sampler finishes. Seven meters per second left in this stage. Okay, that's pretty good. Right. Anything new here? Nope. Hopefully IO can give us something. Let's go in and see. Okay, IO flyby. Let's see, anything? Only 1.2 for the... So we've flown by IO before, apparently. But it's a new magnetometer scan. And new radio plasma wave, and new orbital telescope observation. Not temperature and pressure. So we got lowlands. How about volcanoes? Midlands, let's see, Midlands. No, I'll get that 1.2. Midlands we've totally done. Volcanoes, Highlands, okay, fine. I'll take the 1.2, but no, we've done Highlands before too. Volcanoes! Please. It's gotta be volcanoes. Nope. Just above though, let's see. Well, we didn't get this close before. So the just above is new. Pressure scan. But most of these are not surface biome dependent. That is... What just happened? Wait. Huh? I swear there was some weird movement there. We're going up now. It was all lowlands, midlands, highlands, and it's Io. It's like the most complicated moon ever. It's got... Oh. I guess it was the lighting. Oh, there's ionic... Oh, sorry, not ionic. Volcanic snows. You can do volcanic snows. Volcanic snows, but not like volcano. Okay, well, let's try to get over to Europa. Glancing blows. That'll be close. Well, while this is happening, I can roll out the moon sample return. Or moon ore sampler. Now let's dump this 7. Well, I guess it is more than 7 because the RCS can use the leftover bits. I'll let it use the leftover bits. The residuals. The one on the Delta V bar. Okay, staging. Whoa! Hold on there. Oop. Do I have a periapsis there? Yes. All good there. Alright, let's head over to Europa. Oh no, we don't have comms. Jupiter! Come on, get us comms. Jupiter's totally blocking us. Well, there's Europa. Really close pass, 28 kilometers. Hopefully that's not a problem. Weak. No, we can't do science. I did not pre-program it or anything. Well, we'll have to give it another try. Comms back. Now, right when we get out, we get comms. Aiming for technically our second flyby of Europa. This is going to be a good way to approach Europa without getting blocked by some planet. Well, seems like. Well, eventually it would become problematic, but for now we've got comms and we're in Europa SOI. Where is Europa? Come on, we're pretty... there. Okay, yes. Transmitting. Magnetometer, radio plasma wave, orbital telescope. Maybe I should get this shot. There. Approaching Europa. Okay. What else can we get? Chaotic plains. Now we're talking. That's a proper biome. But we did that. It's oh wait, there's an Argadno-Regio. See? That's good stuff. Can't even pronounce it. That's how you know it's a good biome. But I guess I've passed over it before. With the other instruments. One instrument we got. Just above Argadno-Regio. That we had not done before. Well, If the surface of Europa actually was a little bit sharper, this would be nice. But it's a little bit blurry, so it's not as good. I think this is all that Argadinal Regio. That looks better. Ridged plains, fine, ridged plains. We did that, but not this one. Okay. Still ridged plains. Chaotic plains, but just above. Okay, self-temperate bands. Oh, wait, actually the self-temperate bands have a new gravity scan. Okay, so we did Europa. Well, 28 days is enough time to do a moon mission, that's for sure. So we can focus on that first. That would boost our orbit up. That would help with getting the inclination change if we want one. Okay, so in 28 days we'll do that. Maneuver. Back to Space Center though, so that we can launch the ore collection unit. Really don't need all the instruments we've got on the return unit, but we're hoping to get some bonus science. Line up with the moon. Make sure no ore is sneaking in. Let's see. Resource ore none. It doesn't have that checked off. I'm a little bit concerned. I'm worried that if it, whether it reads the ore container as having ore. If you get my meaning. But that's what I'm doing here. I'm testing this contract, which is not one of the RP-0 contracts. But maybe if we have the ore resource listed, it'll count that as having ore. Because it doesn't have that checked off, does it? Let me see if there's even the slightest hint of ore in this. Doesn't say I can dump. Or it says 0, but doesn't have any decimals. Well, okay, this may or may not work. Let's find out. Well, I'll keep that up. Alright. Ignition. And launch. Still doesn't have that checked off. Gosh darn it. Well, we're gonna try to drill for ore and come back, but I might have to fix that contract. I was trying to prevent people from launching with the 10 ore and then we'd still land on the moon, but it'd be like not collecting it from the moon. It's still... Uh-oh, we've got a thrust loss on one of the engines. Well, I don't think that's gonna be a big problem. Can't tell which one. It should change the icon color. But yeah, I was trying to mitigate one of the methods, potential methods of cheating, but looks like that's not the right way to write it. But I mean, max quantity 0. Basically, in the contract it says max quantity 0.0. That's the most you can have. But I mean, we do have 0.0. But maybe I should make it 0.01. Or 0.05. Maybe that'll make it better, I don't know. Well, we're gonna end up testing this little probe. but not being able to fulfill that contract. And then maybe I'll have to get rid of the contract and pick it up again in order to fix this little error. I'm not sure. Alright, staging. I guess we can do fairings here. Oh, I still haven't fixed this plume. Let's hide that. Okay, this one is running out as planned. And staging. Alright, we are in orbit. Let's go over there. Must land in daylight in a place that has ore, preferably the base location that I already had, which does have ore. But if it's at nighttime over there, that's not going to be any good. So we're landing there. It'll just about be trying to get into the dark by the time we get there. Okay. Well, let's go over there and then see what it's like. So, onward. We do have boil off, at least of the hydrogen. So, should we do something here? That's the moon base. By the time we actually get there, it's going to be worse. But I don't think I want to change it right now. Maybe as part of this capture burn, we can tilt it a little bit more like that to help. Okay, there's the moon. We proceed. Now, comm-wise, we're here. We're communicating with that. But I think we have a straight line back potential here. But not all the way here. Bouncing off of all sorts of stuff. No, that's a long way to periapsis. Just gonna skim right along and hope we don't bump into any hills. Well, apparently it is low enough. that hill coming up is really close. And now we don't have comms. Oh no, these tanks are clipped in. I can't dump them. Gosh darn it. Why do they keep getting clipped in? We ended up higher at this end. I didn't really want to be this close to apoapsis when we approached our target. Okay. I guess. Well, the suicide burn countdown suggests that we better get going, actually. Oh, there's the site. We don't have to get that close to it. Or actually close to it at all. It's just a matter of preference to get this close to it. But I'm not gonna try and nudge over there. Oh, no, don't you dare. Okay, so drilling. See, that actually there's evidence that in the VAB these were actually lower. Because I attached these drills Or I shifted the drills so that they looked like they were still attached to the spheres. And then they shifted up on me. And now it's too dangerous to let them go. Start surface harvester. Okay, we're getting some more. But how long is it gonna take? I need 10 units. Uh-oh. It looks like they overheated. I need radiators. I forgot the radiators. It looks like they're pretty dangerous without them. Well, let's get some other science. Can transmit that one. We have learned something. Only meant to be deployed in space. This is pretty darn space. Try again in space. Okay. Well, we're still gonna come back with whatever we can. So, this has been a minor fiasco. Kilo rotation, RCS on, go. I don't know if that was all fine, I'll take whatever. Yeah, fine. And whatever solar particles around here. 2.8? Shoot. But really, I don't know if those little drills are gonna get the ore quickly enough. Should be okay, we don't have the temperature problem in terms of our electronics dying when they lose power. Like, once they get back into sunlight, they revive again anyway. So that's not a problem for us compared to real-life missions. Well, I needed to adjust the contract anyway. We weren't going to fulfill it because it didn't read the ore as none for some reason. On liftoff. Well, I don't want to take too long on this. I could probably find something better, but seems like it's costing a lot, but fine. No, we're still in time warp. Oh, I already passed the node because I was still in time warp when editing this. Alright, go. Alright, I'll take 60 kilometers on the way back, and we are departing the moon. Oh, nice view of Antarctica. We're actually coming in daylight this time. Okay, that's that decoupler. This is probably going to be frisky. Arming parachutes. We are not coming in with the ore, alas. But there is science. Here we go. I probably didn't put re-entry, or sorry, Firefly in here. Well, the prior stage is exploding, of course. Many, many times. still imbalanced somehow. Hopefully not too much. Wow, 15 Gs. Well, probably more than 15 Gs. How much was it? Oh, this... Oh, only 14 Gs it says here. That meter on the side always lies. It's extra dramatic. Alright. Well, we don't need all that on anymore. Okay, parachute pre-deployment. Okay. Recover, recover, normal. Alright, 290.4 science earned, but no ore. Well, okay, 0.01 ore I think it was. But we've got a lot of science, and I'm not actually researching anything right now, so maybe we should take a look at that. I want ions. Where are the ions? This is something I've never said before, but I mean, but now with Pekka's plugin, and I've put it in here, we can actually maybe use the ion propulsion. And that... Okay, so here, there's that Hall effect thruster, grid, ion. No, the Attila thruster is here too. I had one which is part of Lunar Gateway. Yeah, there's Lunar Gateway. Well, I guess it's under advanced ion now. Is it really that advanced? Well, anyway. So up this road, we get resistojets first. Those aren't that good actually, so it's okay. Could do nuclear propulsion. But yeah, let's just start up this road. And then to go with the ions eventually we'll want the generators and the reactors, but well, I mean, I have a lot. Maybe I should get to this high, even though I don't want that particularly. Well, I have to figure out which road gets us to the molten salt reactor. So, requires both nuclear power and advanced metalworks. So that's down here. So we need specialized construction. This one, which has crappier nuclear reactors. Liquid metal cooled reactor, I don't know about. But anyway, that just needs nuclear propulsion. But nuclear propulsion requires advanced fuel systems. And then we get that spam of all those 1960s NTPs. Well, advanced fuel systems sounds good. Why are these not RO marked? I'll have to check that. Extra MLI layers. Alright, we'll do that. Maybe I'll get specialized construction. We should probably do that too. Only the salamanders under heavy command pods. There's some inflatable habs in short-term habitation. And then to get the modules from the colonization, the MKS pack, we need to get to here. Well, let me hold off on that for now.